Hello and welcome to Simon's Trading Channel. My name's Simon. This is my daily Bitcoin price action analysis. Hope you're all well. Happy Tuesday, 2 weeks into the week, and the weekly candle's looking a bit red. There's no other way of putting it. Early days, very early days. Anyway, before I get straight into the price action, just to remind you, it's not financial advice. Okay, now I'm just going to remind you of a video I recorded, I think it was 3 weeks ago, and I was just reflecting on this whole move up, this current bear market, since the macro low that feels like a long time ago now. It wasn't a million miles away in time. It's just behind my head there. Let's see. So it was the week of the 7th of November 2022. That's a little while ago now, actually. Time flies. Anyway, since then, price has been up and to the right, which if you're an investor or you're long, that's what you want to see. But my observation was about the regularity of the consolidation phases prior to the impulsive moves, be they up or down. Most of them have been up. In fact, only really one of them has been down, and I don't even know if you'd call that an impulsive move on a weekly time frame. Now, the common number for this, and this, so 1, 2, 3, that was an outlier. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 of them since November 22 was 8 weeks. The only one that wasn't was this. Roughly. And I said in my video about 3 weeks ago when I was making this observation, I did it in a bit of a joking manner, but wouldn't it be funny if, having made this huge upside move, Bitcoin then spent 8 weeks going sideways within a range? Well, this is the 4th week. And so each week that goes by, clearly, my stupid 8-week prediction, which I still don't really think will happen, gets closer to becoming true. I kind of still feel it won't, but just a quick reminder. And do with that information what you will. I may as well. This pertains to the 4-hour time frame, but I'm just going to create a Z. Oh, and on that front, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So end of April would be 8 weeks. So, end of one financial year, beginning of another. Big asset managers deciding what they want to do with all their money. Who knows? I don't know anything about that. I'm not going to talk about that. I don't know much about the weekly time frame because I don't trade the weekly time frame. I mean, I do know about it, but I don't trade it. So let's get back to some of the time frames that I enjoy. All right, this is a 4-hour. I've changed the look at this a little bit. The range remains the same. And ultimately, that's the most important thing, in my humble opinion, for this whole section of price action that goes back now to the end of February. Right? This whole thing, it's been like this since the end of February. That's my dog squeaking a toy in the background. Millie, don't be so rude. And it's been up to the top. It's had a go at coming back down to the bottom. It's had a half-hearted try at getting back up to the top. And now it's having another good go at getting down to the bottom. But along the way, this kind of defined the bottom of the range, and therefore that to me is the range definition point. What's that? What sort of phrase is that? But that gives it's an area, but I've drawn it as a line, that gives me the area of support. This is a higher low, and then price is up here, right? So, I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin puts in another higher low and therefore continues with its rather more lethargic but upside move. And ultimately, even if that takes to the end of April to complete, and it might not stay within this wedge, because that's just me drawing a line on, it could be very rangy. But whatever it does, Bitcoin, and if it does it to the end of April, which I don't truly think it will, it's still more likely to resolve to the upside because of the overriding trend, and the trend is your friend. So, yes, what time am I on? 5 minutes. Okay, so the midpoint is still the same. Now, yesterday I was talking about this as a mini range with the bottom of the range being tested, and I wasn't convinced it had happened when I did the video, but it did overnight, so fair enough. And then I said the next sort of area of interest, should it break down from there, would be around 66,000, which was basically around the midpoint. Now, so far, how many closures has... I haven't got the midpoint on. I'll just quickly, if you don't mind, talk amongst yourselves. Shall I sing you a little song? What am I looking for? Measuring tool, yes, please. Here we go. So, yeah, so the midpoint, yeah, is 66,000, give or take, all right? So far, how many 4-hour closures? So there's been 1, 2. It looks like 3. That, is only going to take another few 4-hour candles before there's a daily closure below the midpoint. That then makes it more likely for more downside. But you do, or I would expect Bitcoin, whatever happens, to put in another higher low here. However, the range is still intact, even if Bitcoin pulls back to 59,000. Below there is a bit of a different story, but there's no point talking about that because that's not really on the cards at the moment, even though Bitcoin can do some crazy things in a short period of time. So next 24 hours, what I would like to see, just to continue with the upside bias, is a move down a bit further. That would fill the CME gap as well. I'll show you that on the other chart. And then probably move back up to 66,000. And then another attempt to break this still lower time frame resistance area. So this would look good but that could be well into next week. But based on the volatility and the price movements that have been going on here since when is it now? The end of February. So that probably won't happen. If it looks anything like that, I'll be extremely surprised. But I think you get my point. From here, on lower time frames, a low and then a higher low, so a bit more upside. What else do I want to say? I was going to say something then I've completely forgotten. I'll get rid of that for now. That was that. Did I want to check in on the lower time frames? No. As of my video yesterday, the MACD was hovering around the 0 line. It's now closed well below. So you would expect Bitcoin to spend some more time with at least a bit more downside before bouncing straight back up is what I'm saying. As in, I think it's pretty unlikely just to go bing straight back up there. So there we go. All right, so that's 9 minutes. I feel like I've missed something out, but never mind. I'm sure I'll remember it at some point, or I'll include it into tomorrow's video. I'm wittering on now. That'll do. I'm still trying to think of that thing. Never mind. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. I hope you have a good morning, because I'll probably do my video in the afternoon tomorrow and Wednesday. If you've enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. If you haven't enjoyed it, don't come back tomorrow because I'll be doing it all again. Take care. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.